Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm going to be reacting to The Burden of the Past, Dandapani. So, I'm wondering if he's going to talk about karma in this one. I'm not too sure about Dandapani. He hasn't talked about anything about... He talks about meditation and taking responsibility. But that's about it, I think. From the... excuse me, from the few videos that I've seen. I wonder if it's more focused on Raja Yoga more than anything. But anyways, just going to give this video a shot.
So if you look at the, and I'll just repeat the question and rephrase it. So if you look back into your past and you've done things that you either feel guilty about or regret, then you need to deal with it, right? So you have to understand what the past is. If you have an experience in the past that you've done that you're unhappy, every experience has emotion attached to it. Emotion is energy, and that energy is vibrating at a certain frequency. And every experience you have sits in the subconscious mind. Whether you are conscious of it or not conscious of it, everything is stored in the subconscious. And if it's stored in the subconscious, it's affecting your everyday life. You cannot say just because you don't think about it, that I love this stupid quote, I just let go of my past. Let go of things, you cannot let go of something, right? The only way you can solve a problem is you actually deal with it. There's no such thing as letting go of something. I lived as a monk for 10 years. There was nothing I could let go of. The only way I could get over something is I actually went and dealt with it. I actually went into my subconscious mind and dealt with it, right? So you have to deal with your past because your past consumes energy. It really, really does, right? And it burdens you down. So the more unresolved emotional experiences that you have in your past, the more energy it consumes. The three things that consume energy in life: people, things, and unresolved emotional experiences in the subconscious.
I mean, he ain't wrong. I will say though, like for me, I do have something in the past that kind of eats at me. There's a few things actually that eats at me and I hate it. I wish I can resolve it, but I cannot. It's already in the past. There's nothing I can do to absolutely resolve it. Nothing. It eats at me even to this day, and every time I think about it, it eats at me a little bit. I've gotten better by, I guess you could say, it's kind of like either adjusting to the pain, or adjusting or being numb to it. Because first time you ever get pain, it's very hurtful. But as you continue, well, for me anyway, sometimes if you continue to touch it, your body adjusts to that pain, and it no longer feels pain. I think people who get adrenaline also kind of, whenever they calm down and their adrenaline goes away, they start feeling pain. But anyways, that's way off topic there. But yeah, it's kind of like experiencing it and kind of becoming numb to it, I suppose. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I will say this things that I can no longer resolve in the past are still kind of hurtful, but they have calmed down a bit. And I guess one way to kind of fix this is through, again, disassociating yourself from your emotions. Even though I say that I've been pretty good at that, because that's one of the first things I've done. I disassociated myself from emotions, but there's strong ones that are very difficult to remove. Like I've said that also in the past. It's just there's some things that it's very difficult, but most everyday emotional things are relatively easy for me to disassociate with, but there are just a few in the past that are very difficult.
Biggest consumer of energy of those three is which one? The unresolved emotional experiences in the subconscious. Because you sit there and you have mental arguments with people. You say something to someone in your head, they reply, and you get upset by what they just said in your head. So you reply back to them and you go, how dare you say that to me? And then they get upset by what you just said to them in your head, and then there's a full-blown conversation, fight going on in your head for 5 minutes. That drains a lot of energy, right? So deal with your past, and there are many ways to do it.
Well, I guess I got a question for you guys then. Like, is there, like for me right now, even though I still have those past, I won't say trauma, but past things that I cannot fix anymore. It's a done deal, and it hurts me emotionally. to a degree, but as they come up, they get less and less painful. But right now, even though I've brought it up, I don't know any of it. So there's no emotional pain right now. But anyways, but I just know they're there, and I'm hoping they stay dormant. I'm not. It's not like I'm trying to avoid it or anything, but it's irrelevant whether it comes out. There's nothing I can do about it now. So that's the thing that I'm trying to. I won't say teach myself, even because I know it, but it's something that I have to realize, I guess. With these things in the past, they're already in the past. There's nothing I can do about it. So as they come up, I can't do anything about it. So other than just to remember that it's done. Is there anything you don't have to explain it? Is there anything that you have in the past that hurts you today emotionally, or hopefully not physically? That'd be weird. But that you just cannot get over for some odd reason, or maybe you have gotten over with, and has happened over time. Like it took you a couple of years. Just kind of curious if there's anyone else out there that has maybe something that happened to their past, and they can change it. Then, if you can change it, obviously try to, if it's not too difficult. Because there are some things like they're halfway across the world. I can't communicate with them, or something along those lines. There's some kind of barrier in the way. Versus something that happened in the past, and you like, for example, a lot of people. There's a saying like, you don't know what you have until you lose it. So kind of like people who maybe get mad at their parents or whatever, and then all of a sudden they don't talk to their parents, but then one of their parents die, and now they have regret that they didn't speak to their parents, or didn't talk to them, or whatever it may be. And that's something in the past that they can no longer fix. Perhaps they can fix it with their other parent, or fix it with the other people they know, because they learn, but it's something that they can no longer fix in the past. So that's something. I'm not saying that's what happened to me. I'm just saying that's something that's like, again, something that happens in the past that you regret, but you can no longer fix. There are things that you've done to your friend that happens in the past, but your friend's still alive, so you can fix it. Is there anything like that you've experienced, especially things that, more in particular, that you cannot fix anymore because it's a done deal? It already happened, and you can't fix it, and that. Is it still hurting you today, or have you gotten over it? I'm just kind of curious. Again, like I said, there are a few in my life. It is quite painful every time I thought about it, but it's gotten less painful over time. And luckily enough, even though I keep repeating it, it hasn't popped up on my head yet. So I better end the video now before he comes back. Alright, that's my reaction to the burden of the past. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.